freedom. It's like, shut the fuck
Right.
up.
Right. It's like, okay, that's good for you that you're not going to get sick or that you don't need these services, but you will still benefit from them
Yeah,
because the world will be a better place if people take care of themselves. So
yeah,
it's not that hard to figure out, but some people just don't see it that way.
no. And I mean, I remember part of Obama's like inauguration speech the first time he got elected. Like first time he got elected, it was essentially like part of it was like a message to like world leaders and whatnot. He's paraphrasing here because I can't remember the exact quote, but it's people will remember you more for what you build rather than what you destroy.
Mm, definitely.
And I'm like, well, shit, yeah. Like if everybody got together, wore a fucking mask, like did all this shit, like that we supposed to like minimize all this shit, like great, like we're gonna make this out better. But
Mm.
instead, it's nope, my freedom, America,
Yeah.
my
I
shit
mean,
on the wall,
I
capitalism.
know that sort of what you're saying is sort of in lines with like universal healthcare, and I think you kind of support the idea of universal healthcare. I used to, but I'm sort of more like skeptical of it now because you hear about other places like Canada where like they have it, but it's not necessarily great. Where like people end up dying because they end up waiting for shit and things like that. And so there's pros and cons to it, and at the same time too, like um, I don't necessarily believe in everybody getting handouts for shit. Like I think there's some people who need shit. Like so for an example, like the COVID stimulus checks, like people screaming about it. Like, hey, I get it if you need it, and I'd be screaming about it too because you're out of work and you need support. And I'm sitting here, I'd be like, you know what? I kind of want to donate my check because I'm still able to work and I don't really need that money. So that's why the thing like the idea of a handout doesn't really make sense because you have to then figure out who gets it and who doesn't. Because otherwise, if you're just going to give it to everybody, you're going to end up with a situation like this where someone like myself gets a check that they don't really need, and people out there maybe aren't getting checks that they probably do, and that's not really right. That's not fair.
No,
Equal outcome is not necessarily the goal. You need equal opportunity is really the point, I think, or
true,
should be the point.
true. But I mean, my other thing about that too is that okay, when we got the first stimulus check, it was $1,200, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the fucking Treasury, the Secretary of the Treasury, Steve Mnuchin, was like, "Oh yeah, that'll be enough to last people 10 weeks." It's like, okay, dude, on what fucking planet can you live on $120 for 10 fucking weeks, like in America?
Yeah,
Like,
no chance.
yeah, like other countries where you exchange a dollar for more money and whatnot. Like, yeah, it'll take you a little bit, sure, but I mean that's not gonna last you 10 weeks, and that lasted from I think it was what like March or April until they just passed this new one, like a little bit after Christmas, something like that.
Wasn't there one before? Okay, there has only been one. I thought
No,
there was two so
no, there
far.
were two so far. It was that $1,200 one, and then there was just this recent one for 600.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember a $600 one too.
Yeah, that's it. So $1,800 to last like over 10 months. It's like you guys, you're fucking assholes.
Yeah, I mean we're approaching a year now,
Yeah,
and I mean I understand we can't, I guess, reasonably expect for the government to pay for everybody's, salary. That's kind of unreasonable, but at the same time, like I think people should provide relief. We actually talked to our landlords unsuccessfully about trying to get relief for where we live because we explained the situation where, like Liz is, I'm still working, but Liz isn't and hasn't been able to for various reasons.
yeah.
But and thankfully they didn't raise our rent, but at the same time, like
They didn't give you a
they
break on it.
they didn't give us a break. No, and so we wrote and asked like, hey man, like there's certain things like we can't really go to the gym, we can't really use the pool, and they're like, yeah, well that's not really our fault. It's like I understand that, and they're like, COVID, we didn't, it's not like we saw this coming. It's like no, but that's not the point. Nobody saw it
Yeah,
coming, and everybody's suffering. And the point is like other companies are providing, like our insurance company reached out and was like they gave us money back where we didn't have to pay as much or something. I forget what it was, but they gave us a break of some kind, and
yeah,
our landlords are basically like, yeah, well, we're not the insurance company. Like, we don't have that luxury, basically. Like, we have to pay for people to come in and sanitize shit. We have more costs now than we did before. And I'm like, that's not the fucking point, but okay,
yeah,
fine, whatever. It's like we were kind of itching to get out of here before, not to go on a tangent, but like we were itching to get out of here before, and now after how things have been going, especially people lighting fireworks off in the parking lot, and like
yeah.
we're fucking done with this place, dude. Like
I mean,
it's just
understandably.
like, why can't people get a break if they need it? Like that's really what it comes down to. Whether it's the COVID check or something like this, like if people need a break, if they're asking like, yo, and we are not the kind of people to look for handouts and be like, hey man, we really need help. Like if we
No,
really need help, we'll ask somebody. But we very much like to be independent. So if we're coming and being like, hey, can you give us some relief? It's not because we're like, we would just, like another fucking car, no big
no,
deal.
no. It's because like one of you is working, the other one can't fucking work because
Right,
their job is shut down. Can't go get
right,
another job because it's immune compromised. It's
right.
you know, what the fuck do you want them to do about that?
So all this to say, fuck you.
Your landlord's gonna be watching this like as soon as we post it. He's gonna be like, "Well, your rent's going up $500 a month. Nice job, dipshit.
Look what you did, motherfucker.
You son of a bitch."
Um,
Well, I mean, should you move out of there, I'll help pitch in for a moving truck and a
it won't
team
be anytime
and a
soon.
team to help you move out.
Until Liz can go back to work, the chances of us moving out of here are exactly 0%, but
Yeah,
eventually. We'd like to
zero
actually get a house if we can, but we'll see what
zero
happens.
point zero.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Talked about getting a house, but we'll see, man. Houses are not cheap.
Yeah,
But we'll see. We'll
I mean,
see.
it's like more the maintenance thing than anything.
Yeah, honestly, that is because I mean, here we don't mow the lawn, we don't plow, we don't do any of that shit. So it's kind of it's nice having that. And if something breaks, we call maintenance. Hey, come fix it.
Yeah.
But in a house, all that shit's your responsibility. So
Yep.
but honestly, right now, I think for at least me personally, my bigger focus is my career. I really want to try to become a pro musician once COVID's over, whether that's joining a band or several bands or doing recording gigs or whatever, teaching, some combination thereof.
Hey.
I'm done with this whole working for the man thing. So
Yeah.
I kind of thought back and was like, it was my days when I was a teacher for like 6 months at that school, and I was like, man, those are good times. Why did I ever leave that? I was like, well, because you thought you needed a full-time job and benefits and shit like that. And it's like, I guess I did, but at the same time, if I just tried a little harder, I could have probably still been doing. I could probably still been getting paid to play guitar, and here I am not doing that. So
Yeah.
kind of shot myself in the foot, but I'm trying very slowly to get myself back into that.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also one of those things you got to be smart about it in the sense of like, you know, keep your job currently with your benefits and whatnot.
Oh
And
yeah.
then as soon as like you're getting like benefits and whatnot from like playing guitar and whatnot, fucking gone. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
fuck it,
Once
I
the
don't
once
need
the pay
this.
is good enough that I can, support myself, get some health benefits and shit like that, then
Yeah.
I'm out of there.
Oh yeah.
But but I can't really do that either until COVID. It's like so much is on hold because of COVID. So that's when people say like, this we didn't see it coming. It's not our fault. It's like, show me one person who is not deeply affected by COVID right now.
Yeah.
Like, show me one, just one. Go
Uh,
ahead. Good
Jeff,
luck.
Jeff Bezos.
Well, yeah. Oh, bring it in, baby. Yeah, true. Oh, fuck.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Donald Trump.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. That I was like, I tell you, man, like the whole like political awakening thing, like I didn't have that until like Bernie Sanders first like ran for president. He's like, hey, this shit is fucked up. Like
Mm.
people aren't making enough money to keep a roof over their heads. Like they're not getting fucking medical coverage, and if they are, it's fucking shit.
Hmm. Yeah, that was definitely, I think, my first taste of it too. That was like the little snowflake that became a snowball. I
Yeah,
think was hearing Bernie for sure.
yeah. And I was like,
Because he's very different from the rest of the left, very much so. So
yeah,
it was like, oh wow, okay, this is new.
yeah.
In much the same way that Trump is very different from the rest of the right.
Trump is just like
He's in his own category. I mean,
he's a cult.
kind of, yeah, he
It's a
kind of
cult.
is.
Like it's just
It's
there's
kind
no
of
other word.
scary.
It's terrifying. Like like shit. I want to say there's been a movie about something like this that's been made before, but I can't think of the fucking movie.
What terrifies me is if he, God forbid, lives another 8 years and runs in the next four, like after Biden's first term, if he runs again, and God forbid he wins. Oh my God.
Ugh, fuck. A, I don't think that'll happen. B, I know The House, I think, is preparing another thing of impeachment, another article of impeachment,
No,
which,
really?
yeah, which if it passes, which is going to be kind of tough because they need a 2/3 majority in the Senate to get that shit done. Um, but if that passes, he would be, impeached, thrown out of office, and he would never be able to run for office again.
Hmm.
And he would lose like all those presidential benefits, including like the yearly salary. He would lose like I think each president that leaves office they get like $1 million in like a travel allowance. He loses
Damn.
yeah he loses Secret Service access. He loses everything.
All the reports, the
Just
secret reports or
everything,
whatever.
everything gone.
I kind of hope it happens because I was no fan. I am no fan of Trump, man. I mean, I liked what he stood for originally in that he was different. He was not the usual politician, but what was eventually revealed and how different he was not something that I ended up wanting to support. And so, I mean, good on him, I guess, for breaking political barriers and shit. But I mean, is that the way you want to do it? I mean,
No,
I
it's
don't know, man.
it's
It's
like
sort of like they say bad press, or there's no such thing as bad press, but like at the same time, doesn't bad press for the sake of getting press comes off a little desperate, doesn't it?
it
Like,
does. And like here's the thing. Like my boss's dad would agree with you. I've been training under him at the new job and whatnot. And he's like, man, like I kind of like it. He, he's running on the idea of running the country like a business, and like just part of me was just like, well, if he was running businesses successfully, that might be one argument, sure. I mean, this is a guy that's bankrupted casinos, vodka, fucking steak, and fucking this guy couldn't sell fucking water.
yeah,
Like then the report comes out that he's like $460 million in fucking debt, and nobody knows who he's in debt to. It's like, well, yeah, what the fuck?
yeah, it is pretty fucked up for sure.
It's beyond fucked up.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily going to support him because, like, oh, he's going to run America like a business, and look how successful he's been with businesses.
Yeah,
The reason I voted for him the first time around is simply because he was different than any other politician. And I was like, okay, cool, I can get behind that. And that was, I think, before I think Bernie came on my radar, which would maybe another reason explain why I voted for Trump and maybe not Bernie. Not that Bernie was an option, I don't think. No, it was
no, it was him
Hillary.
and Hillary. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is knowing that Bernie got burned out of the thing. It was like, well, fuck Hillary. Like, so it was kind of twofold. It was like, well, he's not the usual politician, and he didn't fuck the candidate I wanted out of the thing. So fuck it. I guess you get my vote. But then when things unfolded the way they did and have, it's just like I can't support this motherfucker. Like, who could? Like, it really is surprising that people do still support him. And I mean, I want to know why. Like, is it the policies? Like,
I
what is it?
I doubt it's the
What is it that they
policies.
condone? I don't get it.
I'd say like 80%, 85% is probably just like, well, liberals hate him, so that's why I like him.
It probably is. That's the sad thing is that a lot of people do support who and what they support because they align themselves with a particular party or ideal, and that's just that, and they're going to stand behind it no matter what. But that
And like
shit's bullshit.
the sad part is too is like when he was first running, he was saying like, fucking he fucking pronouns, pal. When Trump was first
Yeah.
when Trump was first running, he literally said I could walk into the middle of Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose a single voter. He, in a sense, he was right about that because he got more votes, for the second election than he did for the first one.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, this must be some fucking Kool-Aid you guys are drinking. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is a very strange thing. We've never seen anything like it before, where people are this just like so behind a person, so blindly behind a person that they will follow him literally into who knows what. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
Who else have we had that's like that? Could Barack Obama get up on stage and be like, "All right, now let's we're gonna march the Capitol because we're gonna contest this vote." And first of all, you would never hear him saying shit like that because he's a reasonable fucking person. And second of all, like
He can talk in complete sentences.
well, that
And
too.
not
I
only
mean,
that,
sure,
not only that, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to fuck his daughter.
well, yeah, yeah.
I
And he wouldn't have done it on fucking Twitter
yeah.
either. Like,
You know,
just have some fucking decorum, dude. I guess is what I'm saying. I
yeah,
don't
like,
know.
if Malia wasn't my daughter, Perhaps I'd be dating her. It's like, doesn't matter who you are. That is fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah, no, no, that